Welcome to another Todd's
2-Minute Tech Tip Tuesday.
brought to you by the National RV Training Academy, the largest hands-on RV training academy in America. Now Turkey Day is over, but we're still in our cooking. Let me talk to you guys about how to cook a brisket in a smoker. All right, so rather than have someone else do it, since this is the best piece of meat out there, let me go over my recipe for cooking this. Now, first off, you have to have a smoker. I prefer a larger smoker, but a smaller smoker will absolutely do. Now, here's the thing. When you get your brisket, there may be a lot of fat on there, and you want to cut off the hard fat, okay? The fat that won't render. Now, the loose fat, the fat that is congealed, leave that on there because that will actually break down, and that'll actually be the juices that you need. So, go ahead and cut some of that off. Leave about 1/4 inch of that hard fat on there on the backside. So, have that sitting out. Put on your favorite spices. Now, I'll tell you, I do like the meat church spices out there. I've got no qualms about saying that. They don't even know me, but man, they make some good stuff. All right, so let's go ahead and talk binders. I do like the Worcestershire sauce type binder, right? Just plain old Worcestershire sauce, whatever you want to call it, right? Go ahead and put that on first. Put your seasoning on there and let it sit for about an hour. Yes, let it sit. Cover it up, let it sit. Get your smoker going. Now here's the thing. I'm gonna show you a 24-hour cook. Yes, 24 hours. Don't cut it in half or anything else. If you're gonna eat it, say for dinner, you're gonna start before dinner, the day before. Let's say it's Turkey Day. You're over there eating your turkey. You're done with turkey because you've been eating turkey for 3 days up to Thanksgiving. It's time to change. So now we're gonna do a brisket. I mean, stuff we really want in the first place. All right, so on Turkey Day or whenever you're doing this is what I want you to do. Take that brisket out. Like I said, put the Worcestershire sauce on it. Put your seasoning on there and let it sit for about an hour. Set your smoker to 220 degrees, 220, 225, okay? Once you got that temperature set, and quite honestly, probably the best to put in there is either mesquite or a little bit of a blend, maybe a little bit of hickory in there, but mesquite, oh, you're gonna get a strong smoke. If you have the super smoke option, please go ahead and hit that. Now you're gonna put that on, close the lid, and here's the thing, you're not even gonna look at it until the morning. So I put this on roughly about 5 o'clock in the afternoon the day before. Put it on at 220, 225, let it sit. Now I do fat side up, right? You can do fat side down, it doesn't matter. A smoker is a convection, right? So, you know, you're gonna get the convection anyway. I put the fat side up because whatever fat that renders goes through the meat. But I put it on 5 p.m. and then by 6 a.m., I'm looking at the temperature. I want about 165 to 170 degrees with my probe, okay? Now in that 12, maybe 13 hours, I've got a nice bark. And that's really what we're going for. You want a slow smoke, 12 hours, to let that smoke penetrate as deep into that meat as you possibly can. And then of course you also want that nice bark, okay? Take that out and you're gonna wrap this up in paper, okay? For me, the best thing is paper. You can use saran wrap if you want, or you know, something else but paper, right? So get yourself some wax-free butcher paper, wrap it back up, stick it back on, and then crank that thing up to about 250. Here's the thing, you want to get the internal temperature to 200 degrees. That should be another 3 or 4 hours. Once it's at 200 degrees, you're gonna pull it out and let it set. You want that temperature now to get down to about 180 degrees. Once you get that temperature down to 180, nope, it's not time to eat. We're only looking at noon. Now you're gonna open up your ice chest, right? Whatever ice chest you have, clean it out, stick it in your ice chest and close the lid. See you at 5 o'clock. Let it sit there for about 5 hours. Yes, what's gonna happen is some of the juices will come out, but that meat right now, it's setting at 200 degrees, that muscle is all tense, everything else. I still want that fat to render down, so I'm just gonna set it in that ice box, close it, let it sit for 5 hours, okay? You're gonna get down to about 140. At that temperature, it's still safe. Now, whenever it's dinner time, cut it out and just simply begin to cut. Do not cut the whole thing because once you start cutting that, all the moisture starts coming out. Only cut off what you plan to eat. I promise you, you'll thank me for this recipe. I got no tech dip. There's your eating tip. All right, before you get to the bloopers, which is why you're here in the first place, the RV industry needs thousands of RV technicians and inspectors, and now is the perfect time to do that. If you want to make more money or have more control over your time, go ahead and click the link below. Or if you just want to learn how to fix your own RV, got something for you there. Head over to rvtechcourse.com and get started today. Now for the reason that you're at the end of the video, roll the bloopers. Worcestershire sauce. Worcestershire. All right, not the next day because then you won't eat it. That's just dumb. Mustard. If you have the super smoke,